They're taking it up.
Why they did not, I know it's in the Durham report. I'm going to say it here. I bribed Hillary Clinton $18 million. I facilitated a bribe for Hillary Clinton on January 14th, 2016, right here in this town. On behalf of the FBI, they came to me around December 1st, 2015. They told me Hillary Clinton had accepted a bribe from Turkey for $20 million. They told me that I would be working for a group in New York, FBI agents, who had authorization to set Hillary Clinton up in a sting.
Why are we allowing these people to still be free when these people should be in prison for the shit that they done did? We know for a fact that Hillary Clinton used $43 million of our tax money for a dossier that her and this man right here made up. Why aren't they in prison?
They asked me to facilitate a bribe for her, an $18 million bribe from another government. The bagman from that other government I was to befriend, and I was to get that person 10 minutes alone in a room with Hillary Clinton. I did. On January 14th, 2016, Hillary Clinton was in this town, and she met in a way that was kept off her schedule. She accepted an $18 million bribe. Well, General Barr knows this. This is the Durham. They know this was what is behind it all. And I'll even tell you, I'm going to drop one more thing. I've been waiting to say this publicly, and this is what really happened. I will tell you, if you hear this and give me 90 seconds, your viewers will understand what's happened in the last 5 years in America. I've been waiting to say this on mainstream TV, and they won't.
Now it's time for Lefty's losing it, and he's back.
Why they did not, I know it's in the Durham report.
Europe is famous for its bread, but one ingredient is missing. Potassium bromate is a suspected carcinogen that's banned for human consumption in Europe as well as China and India, but legal in the US, where it's used by some food makers to strengthen dough and estimated to be present in over 100 products.
There is evidence that it may be toxic to the human consumers, that it may even...
Notice what he said. He said it may be toxic.
What the fuck do we pay the FDA for is the question.
Coffee is toxic because the other countries banned it. But your vile, filthy government, who's supposed to believe them, this white man for one time believing. How do people just be going to the doctor and taking the doctor's word? They're drug dealers. Most doctors are drug dealers. So it's best to try to get your health
Legal drug dealers.
in line because we just briefly gonna talk about food bank. Then we're gonna move on to the spying, the war in Ukraine, and all the things they're doing. But I want you to play a little bit of this video here.
Either initiate or promote the development of tumours.
Professor Eric Millstone is an expert on food additives and told us European countries take a much more cautious approach to food safety.
Can we say for sure that these differences in regulations mean that people in the US have developed cancers that they would not have developed if they'd been eating only in Europe?
I think that is almost certainly the conclusion that we can reach.
It's not just potassium bromate, but many other chemicals and substances that are banned here in Europe over health concerns, but considered safe by the FDA.
Do you think most Americans are aware that they're being exposed to substances that are viewed as dangerous over here?
They probably just think, well, if it's available and it's in the store, then it's probably fine.
All of the food tested in the study contain chemicals that have been found to be hazardous to health. And
here's the thing, though. You can't tell because they say organic. Because organic means nothing to these damn people.
shopping for organic food isn't a surefire way to avoid these chemicals.
I would say I'm not shocked that we're finding these.
It's getting harder to avoid harmful chemicals in the food we buy and eat. A new study from Consumer Reports found that the majority of food we buy contains phthalates and bisphenols, two chemicals linked to diseases like diabetes and hormone disruption.
See, this is enough for me to let you know you can't trust the damn government now. I could have played more of this video, but I'm not going to do it. But you remember when we just had a little incident that they called COVID, couldn't speak against it, wanted to make you take the jab, they had to wear the dumb mask and everything else. The whole time they knew they were lying. This is why I don't trust the government, because you can catch them in the lie.
You can never trust the CDC after this. You can never.
You know they're lying.
You can never trust the FBI after this. You can never trust the CIA after this. You can never trust the FDA after this. Like you said.
This is why it's
Like you said, you can never trust the government. Period. A woman is on her period 3 times a day.
truly pharmaceutical companies. And by the way, there's many of these pharmaceutical companies that has labs in Ukraine. Why do you think they have labs in Ukraine? Now, we talked about briefly how your government, at first, they said they didn't have any labs. Matter of fact, I think the BBC, in 2022, the BBC came out with a report because Russia and China said that America had biological weapons, biological labs in Ukraine. They said these people are lying. Propaganda from Russia. They didn't say propaganda from China. It was only the Russians. They said we don't have any labs there. This is like, then they turned around and they sent that cow-faced Victoria Nuland out there to look the camera right in the face, barely could get words out, stating that we have labs in Ukraine. Remember how slow she was up? We got labs in Ukraine. What these labs in Ukraine, these particular labs are research labs. They're not for anything else.
I only have a minute left. Let me ask you, does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
Ukraine has a biological
Why is she talking in slow motion? Ukraine. Because she's thinking about her
Ukraine has a biological
biological research facilities, which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian troops.
You're concerned because she was exposed. She concerned about the Russian troops going over there. They wouldn't be going over there if you didn't have a damn lab there. You ever thought about that?
Forces may be seeking to gain control of, so we are working with the Ukrainians on how.
You work with just like you worked with him for that Kudertai in 2014, and you said F the EU. Such nasty language from a woman. It says F the EU. We ain't got to listen to the damn thing the EU says, what she said. But when it's convenient, our international friends, we have international friends. I'm going to start talking slow like her on everything. We have labs. She just holding like, she's holding labs. Your federal government is widespread too. And everybody knows that they're lying. All these chemicals that's harmful to humans, that cause children and humans, your government has okayed this. So what other conclusion must one come to when your government, so you're saying they're ignorant? Because you ain't got but one or two choices. Either they're ignorant or they doing it on purpose. I like to take door number 2, 1,500 Alex. I like to take door number 2. Thank you so much for door number. Irma, YRMA. Irma just, she hit us up on her cash app and the donation. God bless you now. Irma, thank you for all of that support. Now, here you have these people getting caught in lie after lie. And by the way, this NBC is just petting over there. It's a beautiful thing. I must admit, it's a beautiful thing to see. I can't help it, I kind of enjoy when something bad happens to them. And we got the FEMA administrator, her testimony. You're going to love that too. She's been caught right there. I mean, just actually saying that they were skipping over the people with Trump. So the woman who got fired, she wasn't lying. They actually told her to say it too. But this helper, it needs to be fired too. But here's the thing about this food, y'all. We're going to move on after this. All this food that they're supposed to be testing to be healthy or whatever, who's testing it? Because these are supposed to be the experts. Researchers found that 89% of grocery store foods and fast foods they tested contain some dangerous things. 89%. And you wonder why people, nobody's going to convince me that autism and cancer has not been started by your damn government. I just won't even listen to it. Because you can't explain to me, one period we wouldn't have any problem. When they start injecting things in your food, giving shots and vaccination, it increased. And the fact checkers want to make you think that you're crazy, don't believe it. Some of these things are toxic to humans. I think one article said there's over 10,000 chemicals that are allowed in food sold in the U.S. 10,000. And they said like 99% of those was introduced in the year 2000. It was green light by the FDA. In 2000, they crunk it up, trying to do something to you. So I'm not going to listen to them, but remember that fella that we played on the introduction? He said that he personally set Hillary up to take bribes, and she took 2 of them, I think one from Turkey. Where's the investigation on that? See, this is why the Republicans are so weak. They can find somebody. You better investigate some real stuff, then I'll listen to you. Because you have the current administrator of the FEMA. She was testifying, and she so much as admitted, I mean, this is her own testimony, not my testimony. She so much as admitted to at least skipping 20 homes This is her admission. Her admission is that we skipped 20 homes on purpose. So the question that you want to come up with, if she's admitted to that, when is she gonna go to jail? Because she's admitted to this.
The last question for you is in regards to community transporting what you could handle it, that was what was business that would mitigate the dangerous. In these communities, a lot of them were conservative, and that was the reasoning for that. What can you say about if I could just interrupt you real quick, how many people have been impacted by the
So she's admitting to that, at least 20. Now, scary part about this heifer here, it's supposed to be the hearing administration of FEMA. This woman who has acted, matter of fact, I'm gonna play that again so you can hear that good. They go out in the community and understand what the impacts are. They're a bunch of liberal trash. See, all they do is read and talking points out. They can't even think on their own.
If I can just interrupt you real quick, how many people have been impacted by avoidance and de-escalation? Do you have a number for that?
Homes now, I want you to put a pin in there. I want you to think about what she said. Now, this is the same one who asked what her, I think somebody asked her what her and FEMA were doing to prioritize equality. See, that question is loaded for a bunch of DEI BS. She says she thinks about this every day. She says this was one of her main priorities that she focused on when she came to office. Her main priority is about diversity, not to help the damn people who suffer. Her main priority is diversity. She don't need to be in no damn leadership because she don't know what the hell she's doing.
To prioritize equity when it comes to disaster recovery.
This is something that I think about every day, and this was one of my...
You know, she reminds me of Katie Hall. She sounds just as dumb as Katie Hall. The emphasis. Her ain't Katie Hall. Katie Hall is dumber than her.
My priorities when I first came into the agency to serve in this role as FEMA administrator. And I took the time to reflect as I was going through the nomination process about what are the areas that I really wanted to focus on when I came to FEMA.
Listen to this real good.
In this role. And through my time as a local emergency manager, whether it was in New York City or whether it was in Aurora, Colorado, but also my time as a federal coordinating officer during my first period with FEMA, working with states and local jurisdiction.
I hope that Elon Musk and the big fires her first. Clean out FEMA too. It's trash. Too many employees and they're too damn woke. Fire them bastards.
And understanding the diversity of the communities, not just cities, but the neighborhoods.
So she's with FEMA and she wants to understand the diversity of the community. It ain't your damn job. Diversity has nothing to do with what FEMA's supposed to be doing. You see victims who's been hurt, who's American citizens, you take care of. I don't want to hear anything other than diversity.
Neighborhoods within the cities and the challenges that they face, and how do we make sure we understand what their barriers are?
We understand what their barriers are. I just want to throw up listening to her. See, this is the type of trash I'm talking about with your government. As a matter of fact, probably 75% of all government workers should be fired. Because when I hear this kind of like throw up right here, it makes me sick. One thing I used to hate, I used to work for this company, we used to have to deal with these big companies. We were a smaller company, but we had to deal with the Shell chemicals, the big Petrolites, the Valero chemical refineries, BP Amoco, and nothing made me want to throw up more than having to listen to some of this BS. When you had to go over to their facility to check in, it was complete BS. Everything they did made no damn sense.
To accessing the programs that they're eligible for. So we put it in my strategic plan. I have 3 goals, and equity is one of my goals.
She has 3 plans. She's head of FEMA. She has 3 plans. One of her main plans is equity. So if you have a hurricane, you worry about equity. You worry about skin color. When people are suffering, not only should she be fired, she should be prosecuted. Her and everybody had something to do. But while people are here suffering, you're telling us about some DEI BS. You're telling us about some equity. We don't care about that. People just lost their damn house and everything else, and you're telling us about equity. I don't care about that. Stupidness is even sad. There's something wrong with these people. I try to tell y'all that these people are dangerous. Why don't we have liberal friends? Why don't we go on a liberal sex family? They're dangerous. Especially if they have something to do with politics. Now, if they're liberal and they don't really keep up with politics, you probably can tolerate them a little bit more. Your Aunt Peggy or Uncle Bob at the family reunion or Thanksgiving, you can tolerate them if they don't deal with politics. But once you start dealing with politics, they immediately remove their brain and go park it on Mars somewhere. Their brain is zapped out of their freaking head.
Dealing with religion too, their brain is zapped out of their head.
Why are we talking about inclusion, equality when it comes to, if anybody, I don't care what skin color, whatever, if anybody is discriminating against anybody after they have been hit with a tragedy, they need to be arrested for the federal government. That is what you're talking about. Well, we know people are going to die because of what they're doing, calling it equity. These people make me sick. This is the first thing about Mr. Trump. Get rid of some of this trash. This is about no damn equity. That's worse than these dumb asses. I'm going to play a video later on. When we get a chance, I'm going to play one later on. Jav is smiling, but I'm going to do the second hour. That dumb freaking pork puncher right there. Him and Deal, all of them was paid. Al Sharpton, Beyonce, they all were paid to go out and support Kamala Harris. They all was paid. She can't even get authentic voters or supporters to just support her just because she has paid him. And then they're going to try to tell the other people who ain't getting paid by the helpers, who's suffering, vote for her because of her skin color. And this dumb DEI right here is telling you about equity and inclusion. I'll fire her immediately.
Sure that we can deliver emergency management services in an equitable way.
See, all this kind of language just makes me sick. We can deliver emergency products in an equitable way. And I would have said, I come and do people like this. But they better do somebody like me in Georgia. I'm fired. Then I'm fired. Well, I don't even know about no backlash. I wasn't fired. You can't fire versus the government. The damn government, they can't get fired.
It's been a priority, and we've done a number of things, right? One, I tell my staff over and over again, just figure out a way to get out of our own way.
You can get out of your own way if you stop with this BS politically correct stuff. That's how you get the hell out your own way.
Right, and look at our policies and what can we do within our authorities to make sure that we understand the barriers that people are having. And just
all that language is a bunch of words. All of this they said in like 3 or 4 words. But they gotta go with all this to get the thesaurus out. Tell us how wonderful they feel about it. We don't care about your feelings. Your job as FEMA administrator is to administer the goods that the taxpayer has paid for you to give it to the other taxpayer. That ain't your damn money.
Invest our policies in a way that are going to help us get these services to communities for the things that they're eligible for.
I put the death penalty the vulnerable base somewhere. I ain't lying. I lock up somewhere. This is sickening to me. People are suffering in health care and fucking ethics. Get the hell out of here, that trash. Hell is she talking about ethics? Now to make things worse, she was actually pinned down and asked if Americans should come before illegal. And she did not want to answer that question. Just think about that. Now when I tell you, I want you to get this done because you don't learn nothing else in the Common Sense Nation. Class is in session. You remember that these people, especially liberals who work for government, they freaking hate you. They despise you. Why they keep letting the damn criminals out of jail? Because they despise you. And so, this next clip right here is her not wanting to answer the question on who should get first in. Americans, the guy was frustrated. He said, you cannot answer the question on should Americans come before the damn illegal. Our job is to get anybody in need. I want to ask her, do you have any kids? So you made sure that you fed other people's kids before you fed your own damn kids. Kids, you stupid after you. Damn, I can't stand these people, man.
Stuff under the Stafford Act or by some extension by the president or your own determination, you are empowered and your department is empowered to decide what the programs you are running today should take precedent or priority over the others. Yes, sure, we can pass a law that limits the sheltered services funding, that stops dollars to getting to illegal immigrants, but you have to make that decision every day. It's the only department in the federal government that empowers you to do so. My colleague, Mr. Graves, said somewhat earlier that you have to agree that it is absurd for Americans in the South, having now faced what is by far among the worst emergencies to befall our country, that they see those who are placed here, illegal immigrants placed here by their federal government. They see the not-for-profits you engage with handing out ease of access dollars while they have to struggle to get first to 750. I administered emergency response for 20 years at the county level. Believe me, there's a lot of improvements and coordination that FEMA must engage in. But do you see the absurdity? Because I haven't heard an answer that suggested. Do you see the absurdity that American citizens are getting their 750 and then, yes, struggling through a very complicated process to meet the thresholds necessary to get the aid they need, that housing, food, and shelter, while your agency is contracting with not-for-profits to easily hand out access to those who are placed here illegally? Do you see the absurdity?
Congressman, our mission is to support people, help people before, during, and after disasters. And
do you think that there is, ma'am, do you think in responding to an emergency, the priority of government ought to be to ensure that American citizens...
This is why I should keep avoiding this question. Because they care more about these filthy people than they care about American citizens.
Our triop.
I bet she ain't missing her paycheck, though.
I'm just saying. The doctor of common sense is making sense with all his points. You gotta stand up for bullshit and let them know that we see the shit. And if we don't stand up for the bullshit, they can continue with the shit. My question gonna always be, are you thinking for yourself? Or are you just going along to get along with your program? Literally, we all been programmed, literally, with just 5 fucked up words. Make believe, understand, faith, hope. 5 words you don't need no vocabulary. Truth is the truth. Either you know or you don't know. Because the need to know is you need the question in it and everything that don't make sense to you in order to know better. Wow. We've been taught to be stupid. We all have.